Shortly after my 50th birthday, I started asking a variety of questions. Where did the time go? What have I done with my life? And what does the future hold? Have any of you asked those questions of yourself and the answers are a little muddled at best? What I discovered about myself is that I've been pretty conservative, right-handed, right kicker, I think that's how it fits. And my mind was pretty closed, and I didn't like that. For example, I had always looked at people with tattoos as, why? I don't get it. How stupid to put ink all over your body. It's never going to go away. Why? I don't get it. So thankfully, shortly after that 50th birthday, I had an epiphany. And my mind opened up, and I thought, I want a tattoo. Not only did I want one, I needed one. And it almost became obsessive. So let me tell you about that story. Believe it or not, it actually started in grade school. And I loved school, probably more than most kids. But like most kids, I cherished the summers. My favorite memory was when my mom and I would go to the grocery store and we'd pick out the perfect green watermelon. We'd rush it home, stick it in the refrigerator for that perfect after-dinner summer treat. So a few hours later, after dinner, the sun is fading. My dad's sitting on the porch, sipping an icy beverage with a cigarette hanging out of his mouth. And he'd say, watermelon time. We'd jump and cheer as he carefully carved the watermelon. And we would have the juice running all over us, and we'd be spitting the seeds out in the yard. And my mom just conceded, no plates. It was easier to hose us down as she hosed off the sidewalk. So my dad and I would start a special game once the watermelon was done. He'd say, are you ready? Ready, Dad. I'd stand on the sidewalk, and he'd sit on the porch with a cigarette hanging out of his mouth. And he'd say, okay, take 2 steps forward. I'd carefully calculate the 2 steps. I'd just wait for the next command. Take 1 step to your left. Left, 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 left. Left. 1 step to the left. And I'd wait, and he goes, okay, Kim, this is it, final one. 1 giant step forward. And I'd take that 1 giant step forward. And he'd say, okay, look down at the ground. See what you can find. And I'd anxiously search the ground. I couldn't wait to find it. And then staring right back up to me, it was a little green gem. The 4-leaf clover was perfect. And I'd pluck it from the earth, and I'd carry it up to my room. And I'd carry it like it was the finest Irish crystal. And I'd put it in a big book and keep it flat. And over the years, it waited for its companions to arrive. And when I was in college, I framed a whole thing filled with clovers for my dad. And he kept it by his bedside. So let's go forward a few more years. And my parents and I were sitting in a bar on St. Patrick's Day, sipping very good Bloody Marys. And I see this guy walk into the room, and I follow him across the bar. And I said, who's that? And I'm trying to be all coy, and my dad's laughing at me, saying, well, his name's John. He works at the fire department. Oh. Later that day, I ran into John, but this time he's in uniform, and he's polishing a big red fire truck. So put my big girl pants on and a dose of bravery from the Bloody Mary, thank you. And I go up to him and say, hi, I'm Kim. Yeah, hi. And I said, well, I used to be a volunteer firefighter with Overland Park and Mission Fire Department. Thinking that would impress him. No score there. And I started getting a little frantic. I said, well, I'm a paramedic now. I work in the ER. Again, nothing. So I thought, well, here we go. I said, look, technically I have more seniority than you. And because I started driving these trucks, this very truck, months before you did. And I said, so you should let me ride in the parade with you. And his head didn't explode immediately, but he did turn red as he said, oh, hell no. And I thought, oh gosh, now I gotta pull out the big guns. And I said, okay, tell you what. If you let me ride in this truck during this parade, I'll buy your beer the rest of the night at the after party. Score. So I get to ride in the parade, and I did buy the beer the rest of the night. And that's how we celebrated our first St. Patrick's Day together. And next month it'll be the 26th St. Patrick's Day that we'll celebrate. So how does this all come together with the 4-leaf